Freakonomics Radio is sponsored by Adidas. Check out the latest footwear innovation from Adidas, the Adizero Adios Pro 2, which features carbon fiber energy rods that are both lightweight and precisely tuned for a more anatomical transition. Everything from the ultra-light polyester upper to the resculpted midsole and the reinvented outsoles are designed for speed. Visit adidas.com to learn more today.
Annie had an earache on a Saturday of all days. So her mom brought her to Minute Clinic at CVS, where you can see a provider, fill a prescription, and grab essentials like pain relief products, all in one visit. Even on evenings and weekends. You can even see us online with telehealth options. For quality, affordable care on your schedule, visit Minute Clinic at CVS. That's healthier made easier. Services vary by location. See minuteclinic.com for details.
It's Pharrell on the bench, coast to coast in the biggest way possible, hanging out. The bad city, broken, ate a bad apple with a bad attitude, hanging around a bunch of bad, at a bad tape, bad lie, bad dude, bad breath, bad attitude, bad vibes. We are live in the Magic City Studios in the Perla Place, right across the river and through the woods from where Granny said she hurt her neck over the weekend, so she's been popping off on the East Coast Sour Diesel in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, ready to traffic, some kind of fashion, shake it up, she do. All my friends, they come around, flats to party up, rats on the west side, bedbugs uptown, what a mess is tied to tight, my brain splattered all over Manhattan, she do be shaking. Ooh, hey, what's kicking? I'm Pharrell with Carver High, Mafia, Ty Stick Jones, running it from KC at LTN Cam, the ball carrier Stewart up in Toronto with all the skinny and scoop of everything. Let's do a birthday roll call, shall we? It is a horrible birthday today with the roll call, in my view. Denny Nagel, do people even remember him? 53, Brad Johnson. 53, Bernie Williams, I'll give him some love. 53 today, Michael Johnson, Olympic hero. 54, Mike Pagel, what a quarterback. 61, Willie McClendon. 64, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Cousin Sal will join us momentarily like he does on Mondays. He had all of his buddies over at his house watching football yesterday. We'll find out if he won any money. The Steelers beat the Bills 23-16. How about the second half for the Steel Curtain getting involved up in the B-Low against the overrated Bills? Everybody's got the Bills winning a Super Bowl. Allen the MVP. Nice job by him yesterday. I thought he looked fantastic, handing the game to the Steelers. Mike Tomlin on the show today. Chiefs come back from their halftime deficit to beat the Browns 33-29. That was a hell of a game. Mahomes to Kelsey puts the Chiefs ahead for good. We got it for you. Andy Reid on the wild win. Brown safety Ronnie Harrison Jr. ejected for shoving a Chiefs coach. Did you see him shove the coach on the sideline? How stupid are you? Saints hammer the Packers. Did you see that game? You got to be kidding me. 38-3. Nobody got that game right. Are you kidding me? Nobody bet that. Did they really? A lot of people bet on the Saints? Come on. Aaron Rodgers sums up the beatdown. Maybe he needs a haircut. Saints give Marshawn Lattimore an extension. The Rams beat up on the Bears last night, 34-14. I was more impressed seeing that SoFi full of fans, right? How about that stadium for the Super Bowl this year? Sean McVay says Stafford was everything you dream of. I guess that's another slight on Mr. Goff. Justin Fields gets 5 snaps for the Bears and gets a rushing touchdown. He was better than your boy Ginger all day long. Ginger was a failure. Fields comes in for 5 plays and scores touchdowns, throws beautiful passes. It's not going to be long before it's all over for your boy Dalton. The Cards destroy the Titans. I have told you over and over, this team is dangerous. Murray's dangerous. Nuke is dangerous. I mean, Green looked good. The defense, Chandler, are you kidding me? 5 sacks for Chandler Jones. Kyler Murray says, screw the doubters. Seahawks win in Indy 28-64. TD passes for Russell Wilson. How about a 69-yard bomb to Tyler Lockett? Chargers win in D.C. 20-16. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the hip. Bye-bye. Fans of Washington game get sprayed with sewage. Did you see the poop water spraying the fans? That was awesome. We welcome our radio affiliate, SiriusXM, Mightier 1090 in San Diego. Near to you wanna, do you wanna? Sports Map Radio Network, Sports Byline, USA Armed Forces Radio. Good to have you with us on Coast to Coast on a Misery Monday. All right. Panthers beat the Jets 19-14. Texans beat the Jags 37-21. Nice start for Trevor Lawrence. 3 interceptions. Welcome to the NFL, kid. Unhinged Urban Meyer already creating problems for the Jags. Everybody hates Urban Meyer. He's been on the job for a few months. Texans want a combination of 6 players or graphics for Deshaun Watson. Good luck with that. Bengals beat the Vikings 27-24 in overtime. That was my favorite bet of the day that I hit the Bungles. Joe Burrow, the 4th down pass in overtime, sets up the game winner. Dolphins beat the Pats. Broncos beat the Giants. We got Sterling Shepard on the show today. Jason Verrett tears his ACL. They might go with Richard Sherman. Okuda, the Achilles tear for the Lions. This guy's career's in jeopardy. A, last year he was terrible. B, he's getting screamed at by coaches on the sideline. C, tears his Achilles. He's done for the year. He may never play for them again when it's all said and done. Raiders and Ravens tonight in Vegas. We got it all for you. And the Mets beat the Yankees Sunday 7-6. Lindor, 3 home runs in that game. We got some of those long balls for you today. Yankees beat the Mets 8-7 on 9/11 Saturday night. Jays hammer the Orioles 22-7. Your boy Cam Stewart has been drinking beer ever since the Jays got hot a month ago. He hasn't stopped drinking. He's drinking right now. He's betting on the Jays every day. He bets on them so much he started calling them the Leafs. They're better than the Leafs. They really are better than the Leafs. I may move to Toronto. I hate it here. Toronto's nicer than New York. It's New York without hate. We got your AL wild card standings. Dodgers beat the Padres 8-0. The Dodgers are still playing baseball. Somebody? Anybody? They play baseball in the West Coast? All right. I got all your baseball NL wild card standings, tonight's games. How about Oregon upsets Ohio State at the Horseshoe? That was better than sex. I love losing a bet when they're losing a game and seeing Ryan Day's face. That was the best thing that happened to me all weekend long, except for 34C's birthday, and I got a little leg that hey, shake out, ooh, shake out, ooh, shake out, ooh. We got all your college news, every game. Adam Kaplan's on the show today.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Freakonomics Radio is sponsored by Adidas. Check out the latest footwear innovation from Adidas, the Adizero Adios Pro 2, which features carbon fiber energy rods that are both lightweight and precisely tuned for a more anatomical transition. Everything from the ultra-light polyester upper to the resculpted midsole and the reinvented outsoles are designed for speed. Visit adidas.com to learn more today.
All right, throwback on Coast to Coast. Cousin Sal joins us every Monday. He's incredible. He had a party again at his house, I think, yesterday. I saw all kinds of nude photos. All his buddies are over there drunk, and there's a lot of gambling, drinking, smoking, cigars, weed, everything. People, foul language, people eating all kinds of food all day, passing gas. I mean, it is just unbelievable. And it's just heinous behavior. Well, first of all, you didn't take me back to the opener on Thursday because I didn't see you on Labor Day week. What did you think of the Cowboys? Because I thought they looked damn good against the Bucs. I thought Prescott showed up Brady. I really did.
By the way, I think you're referring to my Instagram photo I took at one of Adam Carolla's, your old buddy's, warehouses. He has classic cars all over the place. Yes, it was all that stuff. I held in gas for 4 weeks and just let it all go in week one. But, yeah, you're right, that Thursday game. As a Cowboy fan, I look, once you gave the Brady the ball back with a minute left, minute 20 left, one timeout. I'm like, it's over. It doesn't matter. We had a nice little run there. But away from that is we're a 9-8 team. I think we win that NFC East at least 9-8. We can hang with the big boys. No one else in the NFC East has beaten that Tampa team. It's not like we lost to the Giants at MetLife Sunday night, week 1. So some positives for sure. Dak Prescott, his shoulder, his leg, everything, that was in question. But I think he answered the critics right there. Zeke has still got some problems. The defense has some problems. But they're going to shoot it out. They're going to score 30, 33 a game.
So they're playing at SoFi in Los Angeles on Sunday afternoon. Are you going to go to that game? What did you think of that stadium last night? It looked magnificent, filled with fans. And just all I could think of was that's going to be a scene for the Super Bowl. What a stadium. When it was empty and they were playing in it, it really kind of sucked. But now that it's filled with fans, I just want to sleep with cheerleaders.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. But I don't know. Maybe the male cheerleaders, the WM. I don't know how it works. But no,
that's not happening.
I would love to go to the game. That's not happening. I'm at a wedding in Nashville. Otherwise, I would be at that game front and center. Look, I still think it'll be 75% Cowboys games.
Hey, Sal, dial back up, Sal. You're breaking up so bad. It's like a car crash on the 405. Let's let him go, redial, see if we can get him back on clean. It's so awful. I feel like I'm at a doctor's office getting my, prostate examined. It's just a disaster. It really is. I can't even take it. I will say this, they're going to play the Chargers. That's a game on Sunday that I like. I think there's opportunities there for a little upset, perhaps. They're getting 2.5. I don't know. I thought the Chargers looked good enough to beat Washington, but they didn't impress me that much. I like Herbert. I think he's good. I think Dak Prescott can give them headaches all day like he did Tampa. If he's going to come out and sling it like that every week, which, that's obviously going to be their game plan, is he's going to throw the ball a lot. They got great receivers. They got a great offensive line. They didn't even have Zach Martin in that game, and they still protected him, and he still went off. I think they're going to have a shot in that game for sure. I know we're going to talk about all of these games with Carver High moving forward. That's for sure. I will say this. Going back to like the open of the show when I was talking about the Packers, they were the most disappointing team yesterday, if you ask me. Far and away, watching them get their ass beat by the Saints was just inexplicable to me. It really was. We have made fun of the Saints. We think they're an under for the win totals, you name it. And all I know is that I couldn't believe what Jameis did. He went off in the game. We got Sal back. Sal, did you expect to see that from famous Jameis and the Saints against the Packers? And what did you think of how horrible Aaron Rodgers looked? Was that like a conspiracy? Is he doing that on purpose because of what he went through in the offseason?
I hated it. I hated every minute of it. And, that's why I have a bad internet connection. I can't pay any bills anymore because of the stupid Packers and what they did. And they were miserable. I misread the emotions of that game, Pharrell, right? Didn't you think like New Orleans, with everything that's going on in the town, it would be hard for them to rally, and a trip to, the middle of Florida would, there was a Packer contingency there fan wise. And so the Saints didn't have a home game. I thought Aaron Rodgers would want to shut the critics up, but maybe this team just isn't as good. Maybe, I'm not going to say they're going to go 4-13, but my God, the Packers just, they looked like the worst team on Sunday, right? I don't know that any team. I thought the kid Jordan Love would bring it back to 38-17 and there would be like a quarterback controversy, but that didn't even happen. So I don't know what to expect from this garbage team.
What did you think of the Chiefs-Browns game? Bottom line is Cleveland blew that game.
Yeah, they did. I had the Browns to cover, Chiefs to win, so that was one of the very few things that I predicted that actually fruition. But yeah, I actually think Baker is only going to be as good as he is right now. And you can't blame the block punt on him. You could definitely blame the interception. You can't blame the fumble in the third quarter that led to the scores. But, Mahomes is going to do his thing. And he really has all the tools there. He has two running backs who rushed for over 800 yards last year, the only duo in the NFL to do so. So I think a lot of these games, whether the stats show it or not, are Baker's to lose. And he just lost that one.
So now that Carver High's not on yet, this is a perfect time for you to make fun of his Bills. I mean, this would be like a really ideal time to slip that in.
No, I know I could, but I like them at like minus 120 to win the division now. Now is when you pounce, right? When they look a little bit. Pharrell, I think your team is good. I just bet them at plus 330 to win the AFC North. I know they didn't play a North opponent, but listen, the Ravens have 13 players on IR. The Browns are going to be the Browns. And all right, the Bengals will get slapped around. I know you don't think they're very good. The Steelers, why not at plus 330? The team that started the season 11-0, and their defense could play at a high level every single game, regardless of how much TJ Watt practiced. I think that's the pick. And because of that, I think the Bills aren't as bad as they looked. Sorry, I know you want to lean into Carver High here, but I still like them to win the division.
So I'm going to the Steeler Raider game this Sunday, coming up week 2. Do you think I'll have anything like the fans had at the game where they were sprayed with poop water at the game yesterday?
Is that what I didn't even see that. Is that what happened?
Yeah, at Washington at FedEx Field they had a massive water main blow, and all the people were sitting in their seats and they got absolutely douched with poop water. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Maybe I don't know if you have to pay extra for that, but I'm sure you could arrange for it to go down. Lunatic.
Hey, what did you think of Ohio State losing?
I had Oregon. I'm such an idiot. I had Oregon plus 14.5 all week. I'm screaming about how that quarterback's better. Ohio State could have lost to Minnesota if Ibrahim doesn't get hurt, running. They got lucky with the defensive touchdown. And what do I do at the end of the day? I see that I had Ohio State in a money line parlay. Not until Saturday at 8 p.m. did I know I was a loser for the day. But, Pac-12 coming alive. Even Colorado played Texas A&M strong. I know they're not part of the conference. I think like these Western teams are, they're forced to be reckoned with all of a sudden. And Ohio State's got to be out now, right?
I hope so. I hate them dead. I got to tell you, one of my favorite bets I hit, Carver High knows this one. I bet on Stanford plus 17 against USC, and they beat their ass.
Yeah, if you had them plus 17, minus 17, does not matter at all, right? That was a weird thing because they lost week 1, and not that USC looked good against San Jose State week 1, but my God, just amazing how these teams just go away. Iowa State, USC, a bust. Ohio State, a bust. We're crossing off teams by the half dozen every week in NCAA.
I hit Iowa, too, outright in Ames, getting 4. That was one of my favorites. I loved watching Djokovic lose at the U.S. Open. I'll see you next week, Sal. You're the man.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Freakonomics Radio is sponsored by Adidas. Check out the latest footwear innovation from Adidas, the Adizero Adios Pro 2, which features carbon fiber energy rods that are both lightweight and precisely tuned for a more anatomical transition. Everything from the ultra-light polyester upper to the re-sculpted midsole and the reinvented outsoles are designed for speed. Visit adidas.com to learn more today.
Not an ideal situation. Here's what's happened, folks. Let's just be clear from the outset here on Coast to Coast Monday. Carver High refusing to go on and talk about the Bills with me because he hates me so much as a Steeler fan that the Steelers went into the B-Lo and punched the Bills in the throat in the Adam's apple and then stole their girlfriends and wives and drank all their booze and ate all their buffalo wings. And then, I guess so much for that Josh Allen MVP and Super Bowl talk out of the gates, losing a 10-0 lead at the half, everything under control. So I was like joking about the Bills with Cousin Sal. The next thing you know, Carver High got up, threw all of his stuff off the desk, walked out. He's in the Versa right now drinking beer. And I see now, and I got a side camera going over here. You can't see. I see him right now, giving me the finger. Here it is. There it is, giving me the finger. Oh, there goes the tie. Oh, wait, he's grabbing the waiter by the throat with his tie. Unbelievable. The waiter's a Steeler fan. Carver High's beating him with an ice bucket. This is unbelievable. He hit him with a right and a left and a right and a left. All right, Mike Tomlin, very proud of the black and gold effort from the third quarter on to steal a game in Buffalo. Here's the Steeler coach who's never had a losing season. But remember, the Steelers suck. I mean, Ben's finished. They have no chance in the AFC North.
It's a great team victory, man. I'm appreciative of their efforts. Hopefully it's a sign of what we're capable of from a will standpoint. But obviously, one weekend is not going to write your story. It's just good to come in an environment against an AFC giant, if you will, defending AFC East champs, and get a win in September. Just really thankful for it.
All right, so one other thing I wanted to mention. I knew today was going to be a bad day when, A, the Bills lost to the Steelers, and then B, the Twins haven't beaten the Yankees since 1953, and they were up 5-0 on the Yankees. It's 5-1 now, I think, and then Carver High was done. That was it. He was just done for the day. The Yankees never lose to the Twins, and the Bills never lose anymore ever to anyone. So he's in a foul mood, refusing to work today. It's unbelievable. And so we have George Kurtz stepping in for the crybaby. He's at the bar right now. Oh, God, he's got the bottle out of the brown. It's on the table. You can see him. He's got it. George, you can see it in the other camera angle. You see him drinking 3 fingers deep. He's already smashed the waiter's head in. He's giving me the finger again right now. He just lit a cigarette inside the building. That's illegal. What is going on, George? Carver High with a meltdown today. We don't have audio on George Kurtz. Now it's a swing and a miss with George Kurtz as well. He's working for the Bills. He's working for Carver High. He's on the take for the wrong side as well. All these wonderful plans they have going here today are going down the toilet like the poop water at FedEx Field. Chiefs come back from halftime deficit to beat the Browns 33-29. Here he is, Mahomes for Ty Stick Jones, throwing to Kelsey to put the Chiefs ahead for good from WDAF.
3rd and 3 for the Chiefs at the Cleveland 9. They can get a first down before reaching the end zone. Chiefs are 7 of 10 on 3rd down, trailing 29-27. Mahomes throws it left, caught, stretching, touchdown! Travis Kelsey, touchdown! Kansas City! And for the first time in this regular season, the Chiefs have the lead at 7:04 to go in the game.
I thought they looked like crap yesterday. They're lucky they won the game. Here's their head coach, Andy Reid, who loves Strombolis.
Listen, what a game. I mean, it was my hat goes off to the Cleveland Browns. I mean, Kevin's done a tremendous job with that football team, and I mean, it was just a heck of a game. Our fans were unbelievable. I mean, we let them out of the cage. I mean, it was they were wild, and I loved every minute of it. And you know, it made a difference when you can get a punter to drop a ball. That's pretty good by your fans. 10 had a big day with 11 catches for almost 200 yards, and I'm not sure I've seen a defensive lineman take over like Chris Jones did that second half.
Listen, I won't deny Arrowhead rocks. 80,000 drunks. It's crazy. A great atmosphere. I don't believe that the punter dropped the ball because of them. I think he dropped the ball because of the pressure, and it's his fault. It's not give the credit to the fans. He screwed it up. What did they have to do with it? Screaming and yelling, and everybody's booing or whatever the hell, that affects it? Like, I don't think so. He screwed it up. That's what happened right there. He screwed it up. Nobody else. What are you giving fans? What section was that for him? Is there a section that deserves more credit than the other? I don't understand that. That's the same kind of thing as, we want to thank God for the win, and we couldn't have done it without him. So God only roots for Notre Dame, right? He doesn't root for Toledo. He only roots for Notre Dame the way it should be. Touchdown, Jesus and God are all in on the Irish, and they're not having any of this stuff. Like Purdue this week has no chance in there because God and Jesus are all in on Notre Dame. They've never wanted anything to do with people drinking Boilermakers. Carver High's drinking a Boilermaker right now, as a matter of fact. He's going to have to take the Iron Horse home today. It could get ugly back in Strong Island. All right. The Saints hammer the Packers 38-3 in Jacksonville. 5 TDs for your boy, famous Jameis, getting involved. Aaron Rodgers, however, looks like he's just doing a prison movie. He sums up the beatdown. Look at his hairdo, honestly. People are making fun of it all over the place.
There's not much you can say other than they beat us. They played way better than us. We played bad. I played bad and uncharacteristic of how we've practiced in training camp, obviously how I've played over the years. So this is hopefully an outlier moving forward. We'll find out next week.
Is he in the Saints of Newark, the new HBO series? He looks like it. He might be the guy that owns the deli where they, like the Fish and Game Club or whatever it was. Remember back in Queens? That was a gaudy spot. The Saints give Marshawn Lattimore an extension. By the way, going back to the Packers for a second, I just want to say this. Rodgers, has never looked worse in a football game ever in his entire career. Can anyone ever remember him playing that poorly and looking that bad in a football game on a Sunday on national television? I mean, honestly, I have never seen. Did you see him throwing bombs to the other team? Like, he didn't even know where he was throwing. I actually sat there when I was watching the game, was like, he's on the take. He's like so mad at everything that happened. He's like throwing games now. It looked to me like he was throwing the game. I swear to God. The Rams beat the Bears 34-14. Stafford throws 3 TDs in his Rams debut. Now, before we get to the head coach, the best part of the game was when the guy called the wrong chick his wife. Wasn't that awesome? When he's like, there's Kelly Stafford or whatever her name is. And they showed the wrong woman. Wouldn't it be great if we all had a side piece that you could bring to the game and get away with, and then the announcer calls her by the wrong name, the wrong wife, and it's actually your side piece? I mean, maybe Stafford's got 2 going. I mean, everybody needs a pair of hotties, and his wife is a doll. She's gorgeous, too. See her rocking like she was wearing jorts and a Rams jersey. She had it all going. Here's Sean McVay, says Stafford was everything he's always dreamed of in a man.
Just his steady demeanor throughout the course of the game, just like you had hoped you had, would see, that you had seen in practice and that you had seen from afar. But I think the second drive, their first drive of the second half was what I thought was the most impressive. But now I'm thinking about what an unbelievable job he did progressing, finding Robert Woods on the last touchdown. So there was multiple things, but I think the overall game management, and I think the expectation, you could just see there was a look in his eye. He had confidence in his teammates. He expected to play well. And he did a great job. It's hard to say that there was one thing, Jim. I loved everything that he did tonight.
Thanks, Jim. Anyway, I thought Stafford and the Rams looked fantastic. And I thought the Bears looked terrible. I thought Dalton looked terrible. Countdown is on for that guy to lose his job. I mean, sooner than later. What's the over-under? Carver High is giving me 4 fingers at the bar now. The 4 games, it'll be Fields, the starting quarterback for the Bears. He's giving me a 4. I think he's got his earpiece in over at the bar. All I know is Fields takes 5 snaps. And he rushed for a touchdown. I thought he looked fantastic. I did want to say one thing, though. That game was so boring, watching the terrible Bears play and get their ass beat, that I started watching Billions again. I think it's season 5 or something like that, right? Do you remember they stopped filming Billions when the COVID hit? And then you never saw it again. Well, they finally apparently got it done because I started watching it last night. I think it was episode 2. I watched episode 1, and then I saved episode 2. And I just wanted to say that Giamatti looks like he lost 100 pounds. I mean, does it not look like the guy lost 100 pounds? Anyway, I just wasn't enamored with it. I watched it and I was like, for the first time ever, I was like, oh, this kind of sucks now. I don't know what sucks worse, the Bears game or Billions, episode 1. I didn't know which one was more boring. I mean, honestly. I mean, blame me all you want, and far be it from me. But as you know, Carver High, I am a television critic in my spare time because I am a guy that binge watches. Mafia knows I watch everything. Mafia is the one that started me on that with Sons of Anarchy. I watched 7 years and 7 days. I mean, I didn't stop watching. I didn't even eat food. But when I tell you a show sucks, it sucks. It better pick up in the second episode or I'm going to turn on my friends that write that show. They got to get that thing back on track, for Christ's sake.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Freakonomics Radio is sponsored by Adidas. Check out the latest footwear innovation from Adidas, the Adizero Adios Pro 2, which features carbon fiber energy rods that are both lightweight and precisely tuned for a more anatomical transition. Everything from the ultra-light polyester upper to the resculpted midsole and the reinvented outsoles are designed for speed. Visit adidas.com to learn more today.
Mafia's talking to me right now. Oh, so now Brian Koppelman won't like me anymore after what I just said? Well, isn't that a shame? What will I ever do without all my rich, famous friends turning on me? What will I ever do, Mafia? What? Oh, and we won't get the Knicks tickets anymore? Oh, you're probably right about that. I think Billions is fantastic. I can't wait to watch episode 2. All right, here we go. I wanted to tell you first, you got to follow us on Twitter. Seriously, because you get all the odds, line changes, and everything. I mean, if you wouldn't have followed us, you wouldn't have known that Carolina went from 5 down to 3.5 in handling the Jets on Sunday. All you have to do is follow us on Twitter at SportsGrid and at SportsGrid TV. So George Kurtz, Blue Line, joins me now to continue on. And before I hit the Cardinals game, your theory on Fields and Dalton, I will say this. I mean, how predictable and boring and awful were the Bears in that football game last night and that anemic offense of theirs with him in charge. They talk about they gave him $10 million, that he's got everything under control. We got the veteran, the perfect guy to lead the Bears. I mean, he looked so terrible, in my opinion, last night. Just from literally the first snap on, watching him was a disaster. And he's just not the guy for the job, George. They got to give the job to the kid. I mean, he's a better quarterback. He's athletic. He's strong. He's big. Everybody wants to see him. This guy, Nagy's just trying to get fired.
I agree with everything you said. I think we were all caught a little bit off guard that they went to Dalton. Scott, I could kind of understand it if Dalton had been the Bears quarterback for the last decade. Okay, fine. We owe it to him, pay reverence to the veteran. Fine. He just joined your team. What? And Nagy, what did he say? That he promised Dalton when they signed that he would start. Since when does that matter in the NFL? They break promises all the time. They break contracts all the time. It's just ridiculous. You want to protect him from Aaron Donald? All right, but, the offensive line was decent. It was like Donald was wrecking havoc back there. Fields could have handled himself. I think it was silly they did this. You were sort of guaranteeing yourself a loss. And, Mike Blute was the one who gave me the theory that he thinks it's going to be week 4. When I look at the schedule, it does make some sense. Bears play Cincinnati next week. Well, they're going to have Dalton start game 1. I imagine you're going to have him start game 2 against Cincinnati, his former team, to give him that shot. And then the week 3 game is against Cleveland, a good team, maybe. If you're worried about, once again, you're worried about Donald, maybe you're worried about Myles Garrett. Week 4 is a nice soft landing spot. They play Detroit at home. Week 5 is Vegas on the road. Vegas, not the greatest defense. Listen, if it's me, I would have started in week 1. But I think Blue has got a point that maybe schedule logically for the Bears, the way they're thinking, it's week 4. They'll be 0-3, but week 4.
Look, here's the deal. if he gets the job, let's say hypothetically in week 4 or whatever, it doesn't matter who they play every week. I mean, this is the NFL. What, we got to pick a week for this kid to get his diapers off? Every single week in the NFL is pain day. It's a brutal game always. The last 2 minutes of these NFL games are all that matter anyway. Everything changes. Like an earthquake goes off, the whole game turns on its head. Crazy things happen. All of a sudden, team starts. Did you see what the Lions did in the last 2 minutes against the Niners? So I don't care when the kid plays or who they play or what the schedule says. He's just flat out better. It's that simple. He's better. You got to play him. What do you think of the Cardinals? They destroyed the Titans in Smashville, 38-13. Chandler Jones with 5 sacks. And why don't we first play this clip of Kyler Murray saying basically, screw the doubters.
It's natural for everybody to hear it, see it, if social media, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, man, when you touch the field, none of that matters. You know, all that goes out the window. Your job is to report. Your job is to, you know, have your opinion, whatever it is, whatever it may be, positive or negative, and we can't really control what you say. So it's on us to, you know, practice hard, compete, go out there on Sunday, Thursday, Monday, and do what we're, you know, supposed to do. And today we took care of business.
Look, I know everybody thinks I'm crazy. I picked them to win that division with just gigantic odds to pay off. I think Kyler Murray's a freak, and there's no one that can stop Hopkins ever doing anything. They just cannot stop that guy, George. And I thought Green looked good until he gets injured and he's out for the rest of the season. I'm waiting for that to drop. But I think that the Cardinals look great.
Oh, you're right. And if that defense is going to play that well, then they are the team to beat. We weren't really worried about the offense. We know they're going to score. You got Kyler Murray. Hopkins is a cheat code. Right? He can do whatever he wants there. Chase Edmonds, the running game is good enough. Well, the question marks with the Cardinals were always the defense, right? Could they get to the quarterback? Well, yeah, Chandler Jones can pretty easily. What would J.J. Watt add? You know, can they stop the run game? Can they stand up against the pass? It's the best division in football, but they look great. But so did the Seahawks. So did the Rams. The 49ers looked great for about 2.5 quarters before I think they took the foot off the gas. This is a rough division. They're going to beat up on each other here. How many teams could come out of this division? You know, I think probably 2 wild cards. It's a stretch to say 3. There's going to be a team or two that are going to be very disappointed not to make the playoffs here because they'll be better than maybe a Dallas team that squeaks into a wild card because they play in a weaker division. Maybe a Minnesota team, same thing. So it's unfair, rough division here, but great start for the Cardinals. Like I said, if that defense holds up, this is a team to look out for.
Yeah, I don't there's no way I believe that 3 wild cards are coming from that division. Someone's going to fail. Someone's that, you know, everybody thinks is going to be great, is going to have problems and fail. As sure as I'm sitting here, and I don't know who it's going to be yet, but everybody's got the Rams going to the Super Bowl. The Niners are going to have I heard Kyle Shanahan's going to be the coach of the year. Seattle thinks they're great. There's no way all 4 of them are going to be great. It's just it's not probable to me that it'll happen. All right, so let's talk about Seattle while we're at it. They win in Indy, and 4 TD passes for Russell Wilson. Here's his bomb to Tyler Lockett on Cairo.
2nd down and 20. Russ steps up in the pocket, and he's going to let fly deep downfield. Got a man open, Lockett. 10, 5, stumbles. He's in. Touchdown, Seahawks on a 2nd down and 20 after a sack. Russell Wilson rears back and lets it fly. 69-yard touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd score of the day. Holy catfish. This offense is explosive.
Well, they look good, George. Now they have Tennessee in Seattle this Sunday afternoon, and I think the number's 5.5. Do you think they do the same thing here? You saw Tennessee's defense look terrible against Arizona.
Yeah, 2 things here. One, Seattle changed offensive coordinators, and they let us know pretty much that this is going to be Russell Wilson's team. I'm not saying it wasn't Wilson's team before this, but they ran the ball an awful lot and really didn't play like most teams play in today's game. Let the quarterback throw the ball 1 million times a game. Now they're doing that. I think Russell Wilson's going to shine this year. I don't think he's ever gotten an MVP vote. I think he gets at least one this year, if not wins the award here. Love what they're doing here in Seattle. Tennessee, For me, they were almost more disappointing than the Green Bay Packers yesterday. Not that I thought they would absolutely beat the Cardinals, but not to show up in your building, that was atrocious. They got obliterated, right for the drop of the coin. They were just done. Don't know what happened there with them. I thought they were a good team, maybe win that division. Houston's actually in first place in that division. Just blows my mind still. I think they give Seattle a game, but you can't tell me right now they're going to beat the Seahawks. No, I like the Hawks. What was the biggest question about the Titans coming into this season? Pass rush. Wasn't there yesterday, and that secondary cannot hold up. They're not going to stop Lockett and Metcalf. No, I think Seattle not passing the offense eats again next Sunday.
What do you think of Vrabel lighting up Julio Jones? How do you think that goes over with Jones?
I don't think it goes over well, but I loved it. Absolutely, what do you call it? A dumb kind of penalty the person foul there. Love it. They don't owe anything to Jones. I mean, he's a Titan, but he's not a Titan. I don't think the Falcons would have ever done this to him if he was still on that team. You're not doing that. But he's just another guy here, right? He's been hurt a lot in training camp here. I think they're ticked off about everything right now. I love what Vrabel did. I think that gives him such credibility in the locker room that anybody, including a future Hall of Famer, can get lit up by him.
So the Chargers win in D.C. 20-16. Ryan Fitzpatrick to miss several weeks with a hip injury. I got to ask you real quick, do you think Heineken can win at home against the Giants Thursday night?
Sure, because I think the defense will be good enough for him. I thought Heineken really should have been the start of this season anyway. I thought he showed enough last season to give him the shot, mainly because I know if people were in love with Fitzpatrick, he's never made the playoffs, right? Rivera's only made the playoffs 3 times in his career too, by the way. But I thought Heineken would have been the kind of quarterback to be the game manager type, where Fitzpatrick takes some more chances. I think the upside was more Fitzpatrick, but he also has a lower ceiling for those games where he's going to give up 3-4 interceptions. I would have given the ball to Heineken and see what he can do with this team. They're going to ride the defense anyway. They're not going to score 30 points again. It's not the way this team was built here. So, yeah, I think they can beat the Giants on Thursday. But whichever one of these 2 teams loses, you're already 0-2. Granted, the Cowboys may be 0-2 as well because they play with Chargers. But the Eagles look better than we thought here. So one of these 2 teams could be in trouble. And God forbid if Daniel Jones makes another fumble on Thursday night, they will crucify him. But I do like the Washington football team more than the Giants. I think they'll rebound. I think that defense will get after Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones flat out sucks. I mean, the bottom line is the guy's played in whatever it is, 28 games. He's got 40 fumbles, like 40 turnovers. The guy's just a disaster. I don't care what anybody says. Panthers beat the Jets 19-14. How about the Texans to beat the Jags 37-21? Kicked the hell out of Trevor Lawrence. 3 picks off of him. Urban Meyer already creating problems for the Jags. Are you buying the stories that he's already hated in Jacksonville by everyone on the team, including his assistants?
I hope that's not true. Certainly not what you want to hear here. But I'm not surprised either, right? Because he comes in with such hoopla. He's made so many mistakes already. The assistant coach tried with the problems with the former team and some of the things he's done. So I hated the Etienne draft pick. Nothing wrong with Etienne, but you don't make that pick. You already got Robinson. You have other areas of need, including everything on defense in this team. Save those picks for where it's valuable. So I think he has a long road here, and I don't know if he's going to want to stick with it. I picked the under for them at 6.5 wins this year. I do not see anywhere near close to that happening. I think this is going to take a few years here, and I don't know if someone like Urban Meyer, who's had so much success in college football, wants to wait 2-3 years to be successful again. If his ego can handle that. And I can see him taking it out on everybody else, but now they hate him for it. I think this is a bad match to begin with, and I don't think it's going to get much better. Not this year.
What do you think of Joe Burrow in overtime?
Oh, I thought Zach Taylor did all he could to lose that game for the Bengals, right? Going for it on 4th and 1 in the fourth quarter with a 21-7 lead. And then when it was 3rd and 4 at about 2 minutes left, you decide to run the ball. We're trying to win the game. Don't throw it back to your defense. You know they're not going to hold it. Burrow, he's over the mental hurdles. That team has offensive firepower up the wazoo. If that offensive line can just hold up, which I have severe doubts about, he's going to throw for 4,500, 5,000 yards here. Mixon's going to run for 1,200. They'll score. They're like similar to the Cowboys, or what we thought the Falcons would be, by the way. They'll score a lot of points and give up just as many. Right? They're going to be overs every week here. So I liked what I saw. I'm happy for Burrow that he seems to be over the knee, over the fact that he has one guys diving around his feet. But I just don't know if that defense is going to be able to hold up. But they're going 2-0 because they're beating Chicago this week.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I really don't. Listen, I bet on the Bengals yesterday and won, and I think that'll be the last time I bet on them for 16 more weeks. I don't think they're anything. Eagles beat the Falcons 32-6. Devonta Smith looked great, first NFL TD. Nice route running by him. Niners beat the Lions 41-33. That was ugly the way the Niners laid down and let the Lions back in that game. Raheem Mostert leaves the game with a knee injury. He has a chip cartilage issue, going to miss 8 weeks. And Jason Verrett tears his ACL. They may go get Sherman. And what do you think, real quick, of Okudah? I think his career might be over in Detroit. This guy, unbelievable. Last year he stunk, and now he's blown out his Achilles.
He's a bust. He's a bust right now, working out. Aaron Judge, 3-run home run. Yankees tied up in the 9th.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Freakonomics Radio is sponsored by Adidas. Check out the latest footwear innovation from Adidas, the Adizero Adios Pro 2, which features carbon fiber energy rods that are both lightweight and precisely tuned for a more anatomical transition. Everything from the ultra-light polyester upper to the re-sculpted midsole and the reinvented outsoles are designed for speed. Visit adidas.com to learn more today.
Tyson Williams, Latavius Murray, Trenton Cannon will handle the backfield tonight for the Ravens in Vegas. Ravens against the Raiders tonight, George. What do you think, Blue Line? Who do you like? Here's the line I think they're going to put up. It's the Raiders getting 3.5. The number is 50, and obviously Ravens favored on the money line minus $1.96.
Hard not to like the Ravens. I think I know they're a better team here, but they've had a sort of a mess of an offseason. Everybody's gotten hurt for them. What are they down to their third string running back? I like Tyson Williams, but we'll see here. I kind of lean towards the under here. I'm much more a bigger fan of the under than I am the Ravens here. But gun to my head, Ravens and under.
So, all we ever hear about is how great Derek Carr is and his receivers, and we hear Gruden and Mayock saying his playoffs are bust, and Gruden has done absolutely nothing as far as I'm concerned with the Raiders, whether it was Oakland or here we are in Vegas. Do you think they'll ever live up to their BS hype?
The greatest thing about Gruden in Vegas is that he's no longer on ESPN Monday Night Football, and I don't have to listen to him. Well, everybody's great, so do I think he might ever do it? Sure. Is it going to be this year? No. Do I think Derek Carr's the answer there? I don't think Derek Carr is great. I don't think he's bad. I think he may be a tick above average, but I don't think offense is the problem there. I think it's that defense. They scored points last year, but they couldn't stop anybody. They couldn't stop my high school team from going up against them. So I think that's the issue, and I don't think that's fixed in one off season. So I'm not going to blame Derek Carr, but he's not great. He's more of a service. Well, I don't think that's fair either, but he's not the answer there either. He's not a franchise quarterback. It's going to take some time.
So George noticed that at SoFi they have a DJ blaring music to the crowd during the Rams game. At Allegiant in Vegas, they actually have a nightclub. They have a disco that George can go to and dance if the Raiders aren't playing well. George loves Studio 54. Honestly, George.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing much dancing anywhere at any time. Have you seen pictures? They showed a picture of that stadium yesterday before the fans were in it. I thought that was
You're listening to sports news you can actually use.
Actionable insights and expert perspectives on daily sporting events.
Freakonomics Radio is sponsored by Adidas. Check out the latest footwear innovation from Adidas, the Adizero Adios Pro 2, which features carbon fiber energy rods that are both lightweight and precisely tuned for a more anatomical transition. Everything from the ultra-light polyester upper to the re-sculpted midsole and the reinvented outsoles are designed for speed. Visit adidas.com to learn more today.